One of the things that I run into when I go into a company, I'm always looking for what is the plan for people. So you've got a sales force of 20 people. What's the plan? Where are they all going? And for the life of me, I can't figure out why no one does this, or very few do it. Now, your company may do it. You may email me back and say, "Oh, ours does it." Okay, but most don't. I've been in hundreds of companies in the last 25 years. Nobody does what I'm about to show you. And so I want to share this with you because it's something I've been working on for a few months, and it's important that I get some feedback from the world. And so I've used this LinkedIn tribe here and the people that follow us on LinkedIn to share with you what I'm thinking about this. And then you tell me whether you think this is right or not. I've implemented this in a handful of companies. I think it's really valuable, but you'll have to decide. But I will tell you, this might hold the secret, what you're about to see here, to your growth and to your personal development and to higher and higher income. So let's go to it, Travis. I call this the path to sales mastery. And I know that sounds like master. What does that really mean if I master the art of selling? Well, it means you're probably in the top 1 to 3% of income earners. It means you can write your own ticket. It means that people, other companies and people are seeking you out to have you join their firm. But how does one get from where one is, wherever that is, by the way? I don't care if you're 2 years into sales, 6 months in, 20 years in. How does one get from the first part of this all the way to the last part? The first step is the realization. You have to come to a realization that you need to change, that you need to reinvent yourself. If you don't have that realization, that's okay. It's unlikely you'll get there because there is some type of commitment that happens inside you when you say, you know what, I can be a lot better. I can do this in a lot better way. I've read, I've studied, but I can't get to the next level if I don't really have a realization. Step 2 is on this path is the architect step. This is where you become the architect of your future. This has to do with your personal business planning. It has to do with how you set the stage, what your strategies are, how you create your own strong mindset, what kind of thinking and beliefs do you have, what kind of confidence level do you have. There is a lot of building and construction that goes on here, but you know you have to do it because you can't get to this if you're just saying, you know what, the way I am is the way I am, they'll have to take me or leave me. Well, they will leave you. So architecting here is about becoming the person that builds and constructs your future around you. The third step is the strategist. And this is the stage where you now can look at a situation differently than you do now. So after you've done all this, this is what changes you. Because now you're looking at a situation not from a place of need and want and emotion, but from a place of, is this the right prospect for me? I don't work with just anybody, and I need to know that this person has enough pain and has a reason for working with me, and I need to develop strategies to help them do that. So that's why we call this phase the strategist. The fourth phase is the expert phase. And that's where you become the expert. People look to you. When you show up at a sales meeting or a sales call or prospects call you or suspects call you, they know they call you for one reason, because you are the demonstrated expert in this area. You've published, you've produced, you've been a thought leader, you offer your perspective on a regular basis, whether it's through LinkedIn or Facebook, doesn't matter the platform, it's platform independent. But you become the expert in your field, you become the technical expert. All the way down to the final stage, which is where you are the master. People seek you out. People come from miles to see, well, what does John have? What kind of value can he bring me? How can he help me work on my business? The thing that creates all this, I believe, is there's a filter along this path. And it probably starts about right here. Because in the first 2 stages, this is just your inner work. And this is a lot of inner work and planning. But right here is where you start to develop a rapport with the customer over time. And the question is, who controls the process? When you're at the strategist stage, you probably control the process half the time. The prospect controls it half the time. You're just now getting into who has control over the sales process. When you're at the expert stage, that starts to weigh heavily toward you, you might control 75% of the process, or 75% of the sales cycles you're in total control of. And then in the master stage, it's 100%. They don't get to work with you unless you want them to work with you. You are the ultimate filter. You don't let things pass through unless it's really a good fit for you, for them, and for your company and their company. So you hold the reins here when you finally become the master at the sales process and sales cycle and sales development. And I think it's just the point of who controls the process. The further down here you get, the more you control the process. So if right now you feel like, you know what, I'm not controlling any processes, then you probably need to start here and say, well, what do I realize I need to change? How am I committed to making the change? And I wanted to share this with you because I really do think this is the path to sales mastery, these 5 steps. I'd be interested to hear what you think about this. I want you to get on this path. I don't care where you are in it now. I suspect that there's some realization that you might have that, you know what, I could be better. And if you have that realization, you have to start over. All right, see you next time. Love to hear your comments. Bye.